Alright, hey guys. It's Lindsay. Um, and I have all my 15-day videos in a file, but it just takes forever to upload them. So I might just sit down one day and upload all of them. But I actually am doing the video challenge, just not like I'm not uploading them every day, because then I'll get bored with it and then I'll upload a different video. Um, but this video, it's actually kind of weird. Today is day 4, and it says the most difficult experience. Well, as you guys know, I live in Florida with my mom. Um, she's not here right now. That's why I'm making this video. Um, but I live in Florida with my mom. Um, my parents were missionaries. That's why we traveled a lot. I've been all over the place. I haven't been to Australia or Asia or any of those places, but I've been to Europe, um, Canada. I lived in Canada for 2 years. Well, actually, I lived in Canada for like 5 years. I've been all over the States. Um, been to the Bahamas, which was fun, weird experience. Um, but my most difficult experience was when I lived in Canada. Um, my parents were going through a lot. Um, I'm actually going to take you to this story because I remember it quite vividly. Um, I was about 13, I'm going to say 13. Um, and my parents left me alone. I was scared, obviously. Um, I lived in Canada at the time. I lived in Ottawa, Ontario, which I loved. Me and my mom loved. Um, my dad didn't like it so much. Like, my dad, like, if it wasn't over in Iraq or with the Muslim people, he didn't like it. Um, which is a totally different story. But anyways, my parents were off doing missionary stuff and they left me home alone. And I was 13, so I was going through my phase where I was scared of the dark, I was scared somebody was gonna break in, blah blah blah. Well, I went over to my neighbor's house, because I was scared and I want to be home alone. And I was over at my neighbor's house and I called my parents and I was like, Mom, listen, I'm scared, like, the house is empty, like, it's dark. And my dog would like freak out because he was still a puppy back then. So my mom asked my dad to come pick me up. Um, well, my dad came pick me up. Well, my dad came to pick me up. Didn't find me at the house. So he got really mad that I wasn't at the house. So I came out, and I saw my dad, and my dad flipped out. Like, flipped out. And, like, he wouldn't even wait for me. Like, he basically threw me in the trunk. We had, like, a Volkswagen, like, a wagon. We had, like, Volkswagen wagon. So, no, I wasn't thrown in the back of, like, a compact trunk. We had, like, it was open. It was an open trunk, so I could see, like, the driver from my trunk. So basically I got on the trunk, um, climbed over the seat, and he was mad, so he told me to get out and walk to this place that they were. So I got out, and he deliberately pushed me out and um, ran over my foot. Talking about being 13 and getting your foot run over by your fucking dad. Well, he doesn't feel any bad, so he puts me back in the car, and we drive to the place where they're doing their missionary work, which is at a church, because we're missionaries. And he flips out. He's cussing everywhere, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to my mom, and he's like, she wasn't where she was supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. I had to go looking all over for the. I didn't tell my mom about the whole foot thing because it wasn't broken or anything, but it was just not something I would tell her. But my dad was flipping out. He was cussing. He was like making a whole scene in front of all the people that were there, all the people that we were trying to help and stuff. And he basically looked at me and he was like, I'm leaving, both of you guys, and you are the reason why I'm leaving. And that just broke me like completely down. And like what makes it so emotional right now is that I just got a Christmas card from him, and it's been about 6 years, I bet. 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. And I didn't talk to him for about a year because of what happened. And it's just been me and my mom. Sorry. It's been me and my mom for 6 years. And my mom has done so much for me. And I'll get a Christmas card or a birthday card from my dad every once in a while. But it's just not the same. Like I hate it. And after he left, I blamed every man for him leaving me. I don't really talk about it much because this is what happened, but I basically blame my dad for why I'm gay, or why I blame him for a lot of things. But most of all, I just blame him because we were happy. We were happy where we were, and he was selfish, and he just left. And since he left, the whole thing about being missionaries is that we were there on work visas. So divorce, being a missionary, is against the rules. So he basically resigned. So we had to leave. We were technically being deported back to America, which was probably the hardest thing that has happened because I loved it there. Like, that was my home, and I'll always call Canada my home, even though I wasn't born there. It's just, I love Canadian people. I love just Canada, and it was just so peaceful, and pretty much the most difficult experience that happened to me. I'm sorry, it's not how I was abused as a child, because I could go into a lot of details about my father, but I don't want to, because it's just too emotional, and it's just, I don't think you guys should know that yet until you actually get to know me. And if you actually get to know me, I'll sit down with you and have a serious conversation about my childhood and why I am the way that I am now. But not on this video, because as you can see, I'm very emotional. Thank you, and have a good day.